What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the Nike Dunk Low Premium in this Valentine's Day 2023 colorway. Today's video is sponsored by Heffelux. When it comes to sneakers, comfort is king. So when you buy a pair of shoes and find out they're uncomfortable, one of the easiest fixes is to swap out the insoles. So that's where Heffelux comes into play. If you check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box, you'll see they sell a variety of eTPU insoles, which really is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. So if you guys are curious to try a pair for yourself, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout to get 15% off your entire purchase, and be sure to tell them I sent you. So these Nike Dunk Lows are set to celebrate Valentine's Day of this year. Releasing earlier this month, they retailed for a price of $120 US or $160 here in Canada. And the official colorway for this shoe is Pale Ivory, Medium Soft Pink, and Night Maroon. So these had an early shock drop on the Nike Sneakers app, but they didn't land here in Canada until last week. And I think it's pretty safe to say that the quantities for this pair was fairly high, so for those that actually wanted this pair, it seems like, at least from what I've seen, a lot of people were able to grab a pair for themselves. So diving into the details of this shoe, starting things off with the toe box, this is covered in this maroon colored leather, and just like any other Nike Dunk, we have these perforations found on the toe box. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have a very soft, thick cut of leather, which at first glance looks white, but in real life it's actually more of an off-white and has a slight tint of cream to it. This same leather covers the eyelets of the shoe, and then beneath this on the mid panel, we have more of that maroon colored leather. And then overlaid on top of this, we have a leather swoosh, which is done in this bright pink shade. Moving downwards, we have more of that off-white colored leather, which wraps around the bottom of the heel. And then above this, we have more of that maroon leather, and then the top of the heel is covered in this pink leather, which while it's the same shade of pink as the swoosh, it's actually more of a synthetic cut of leather compared to the softer, tumbled pink leather used on the swoosh. And then embroidered across, we have the Nike wordmark in white. As far as the laces go, so these only come with one lace option, and they're just your normal flat style lace in this burgundy shade. It would have been nice to give us a secondary off-white or cream lace. I think that would have looked really nice on this pair. Underneath this, we have your traditional thin nylon tongue, and it's also done in this tonal finish in burgundy. And on the top, we have this pink woven tag with the Nike logo across in off-white. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is lined in this burgundy colored textile, which matches the color of the tongue, the laces, and the toe box exactly. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with your standard foam-lined insole. It's covered in a burgundy textile on top, and we have Nike branding stamped on the heel. So the upper of the Dunk sits atop the solid rubber cupsole, which matches the color of the leather above it. So it's done in a slightly off-white color, and then turning the shoe over to the bottom, so this is just your normal Dunk outsole. So this is constructed out of a burgundy colored rubber, and we still have that same circular pivot point on the forefoot and the Nike logo right in the center. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit like any other Nike sportswear Dunk, so for most people I'd recommend sticking true to size. So my feet measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. That means when I step on a Brannock device, my foot is actually a size 10 in between a D and an E width. So I got these in a size 10 and they fit me perfectly. So whatever size you normally wear for the Nike sportswear Dunk, not to be confused with the Nike SB Dunk, whether that's a half size down, true to size, or a half size up, however your foot fits, then I would stick with that exact same size for this colorway. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel like any other Dunk. So with that said, it feels pretty firm, pretty flat to the ground, and very stable. There's not too much from a softness and comfort standpoint. The cushioning within the shoe is very minimalistic, so keep that in mind if you plan on buying these. They're not really a shoe I would consider to be that comfortable, and it's definitely a shoe you really have to break in, soften up the leather, and then over time it forms better to your feet and feels more comfortable. But I guess for just an everyday casual use shoe, they're gonna be fine. Just don't expect anything too soft and too cushioned underfoot. Last but not least, in terms of the overall quality and craftsmanship, so first off, material quality was a bit of a mixed bag. Like I mentioned earlier, this cream or off-white leather felt very soft, very plush, and you can tell that it's a nice, genuine, thick cut of leather. The same goes for the pink swoosh as well, but in contrast, the burgundy leather was very poor. It's that exact same synthetic leather that Nike uses on a lot of their Nike sportswear Dunks. So when you get these straight out of the box, it has a very stiff feel to it. So you can tell once you undead stock them, they're gonna crease very badly. So it's unfortunate that Nike gave us good materials in some aspects, but then dropped the ball by giving us this poor leather as well. And coming from someone that's been buying a lot of New Balances and Saucony shoes, you can really see the difference from a quality standpoint. And it's not like these Dunks are that cheap anymore. You're still paying 120 US dollars or 160 Canadian dollars. So for the price we're paying, I would have expected, or hoped at least, to get more consistent quality that would be more up to par to some of the other major brands in the industry. And on that note, from a craftsmanship and build standpoint, this shoe wasn't flawless either. There was definitely some issues with the stitching on my pair, and while the panels were cut consistently, you can also see some dry glue around the leather and around the area where the midsole meets the upper. So clearly there wasn't a ton of quality control put through on this pair, and it's a shame considering they put premium on the box label, which this is definitely far from. So with all that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. On one hand, I think this is a great colorway that celebrates Valentine's Day. All these tones are perfect for the occasion, and it's not overly in your face. It doesn't have hearts embroidered on it, which means it's probably a shoe you can wear a lot more throughout the year as opposed to just in February. But on the other hand, while the colorway is nice, I just wasn't a big fan of the material quality, and the craftsmanship was a little bit poor as well. So I don't know, maybe it's just me and my expectations are just way too high, but let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about these Valentine's Day Dunks if you were someone that managed to grab these and you have them in hand. Leave your thoughts down below. Are you a fan of the colorway? What are your thoughts on the quality, and how was the build on your specific pair? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check out my Twitter account at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully it helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.